Don't you dare touch that dial. Because like the song says...
Howdy, hello, how are you doing? My name is Victoria. I'm an epileptic singer-songwriter and independent music journalist. And today we are going to be reacting to the Weeknd's new album, Dawn FM. I will be giving my live reaction and my initial first thoughts. This is not a full album review because I like to sit and listen to an album for a longer period of time before I go into like a big long thing about it. But this is like reaction and first impressions and a little bit of my personal experience with the Weeknd's music that might have an effect on how I react to the album. But anyway, let's get into it. I came into the Weeknd universe with his 2015 album and his 2012 album, Trilogy. But I did not actually hear Trilogy until I came into the 2015 album, and then I went back. And I have so many of those songs that are like pivotal high school memories for me, like driving in the car and smoking with my friends and like doing stupid shit and feeling like the coolest person in the world because I was listening to The Weeknd. Because in that moment, I did feel like the coolest person in the world. And I can't drive anymore because I have epilepsy, so I have a lot of like emotional attachments to some of The Weeknd songs because it reminds me of like some of the best fucking times ever, just being able to go in the car and drive and listen to music and feel the bass in the car and be, I don't know, I just love listening to music in the car, and I did that a lot in high school when I first got my license to the Weeknd's music. So I'm really, really excited to hear this album. I do have some initial thoughts pre-listening. Let's talk about the album cover. When I first saw the album cover, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed. In the Weeknd's previous albums, pretty much every cover that he has is really artistic to me. It has a lot more of a vibe to it than this does. On first glance, I haven't listened to the album yet, obviously, which is what we're about to do, but I'm just like, pre-listening, I don't understand the album cover. There's been a trend, especially last year in 2021, with all these artists doing really basic album covers. And not to say that this is like the basic of the basic, like he's got makeup on, he's aged in the SFX makeup, which is interesting, but I personally am really, really attracted to the album cover when I'm first listening to a song. And a luxury that artists like The Weeknd have, who have really established fan bases, they can kind of do whatever the hell they want with their album cover and people are going to listen to it anyway. And that, to me, lends to feeling like a lot of larger artists end up copping out on the album cover art the bigger they get, which is a little like, but we haven't listened to the album, so maybe there's a meaning or something there that I am not getting on first glance. So, hello, this is Editing Tori coming in live from the Y'all Should Listen station, and I am here to tell you that as I'm going through these album covers and putting them on for the video that I'm editing right now that you're watching, I also just saw the CD cover of this album, and that, I'll put that right here, is so fucking good. And this is what I wish the entire album cover was. Although I do gain a better understanding, whatever, this one is cooler. That's all I'm gonna say. That's where I'm at right now. Let's get into the album. Okay, so song number 1 is called Dawn FM. Oh, I love that chord progression. Ooh. I like it. I really, really love the chord progressions. I love that. Okay, I love that branding. Yes! Okay, so first thought on song number 1. At first it was flat, not gonna lie. For me personally, it was just like, okay. But it's a short song, and once it got to that little radio announcer part and the little Dawn FM theme song, that's a really cool transition. That's not something that I've heard done in that specific way, and to categorize the album like that, I like the synths. I like the Weeknd style of kind of stacking everything on top of each other and having this big, broad, open sound. For me, it did get a little bit muddy, but that could just be my ears, you know. Everything is subjective. Keep in mind, these are all just my opinions. Let's go on to song number 2, Gasoline. I like that. Building some tension. That's interesting. This is a bouncy song, which I like. Oh, I like that. I love the difference in register. Fuck, this is deep. That difference in register is really cool. Interesting. Okay, here are my honest thoughts. I think that the difference in register from the verse to the chorus is really, really interesting, especially for the Weeknd, because that's not something that I have heard in a lot of his more popular songs or much ever in his music, because he very heavily focuses on his upper register because it's a unique feature of his voice. So for him to play on both parts of that is a really interesting choice that I really liked. What I'm not as much of a fan of is it's a little stagnant for me. Like, I'm bopping and I'm vibing, right? I like the beat, I like the bounce, but I'm not gagging, you know? But it is nice. I feel like this is a good music to drive in the car to, like on the radio, which is probably half the point. I've yet to connect much to the album cover, unless it is talking about like the aging and the death and like different things contributing to aging. I don't know. Let's go to number 3. How Do I Make You Love Me? Ooh, okay. So now The Weeknd he writes some really, really personal heartbreak shit between himself and the women in his music. Like, there's always women characters in his music based on his experiences, I'm assuming. And what I find interesting about the way he does that is he's not disrespectful of women in his music. If anything, he's disrespectful to himself as a man. And as a woman, I like that. I do. I really like that. But let's see if that's the theme that continues in this album. Number 3, How Do I Make You Love Me? It's giving a lot of the same. I like this one though. Yep. These synths are going fucking crazy. I wish that had a little more of a drop. I like that little stop, the change of pace. He loves women. I just wish the drops were harder. That's it. It's a great song. I really like that. I really, really like that breakdown there. That was really fucking cool. This is about to transition. Whoa! Okay, now we're already in number 4. We're on number 4, Take My Breath. That's a fucking sick transition. Before we go any further into Take My Breath, let me give my thoughts on number 3. Okay, here's the thing. I'm loving the 80s synth vibe, and he's going super, super heavy on that vibe, and I'm here for it, okay? I am. I don't know if I'm correct or if I'm toxic or if I'm both, but I just simply love the way that The Weeknd writes about women in his music. And it's not that it's hard to not be shitty to women in your music, but it's refreshing to see this and to hear it in my ears. Does that make sense? What I wish there was a little more of so far is heavier drops and more distinguishing between the different parts of the song. In previous albums, and not to compare to like previous albums, but a little bit of comparing just to like reference. One thing that I really liked about The Weeknd's music is that the chorus and the bridge and the verses were all very distinct from each other. And this is distinct in its own way, but there is a lot of blending, which I do think is the point. I think that's more something that I need to get used to in the context of the album rather than something that's like wrong about it, because there's nothing wrong with anything in music really, but this is interesting to me. It's making me think about stuff, which I do like, and I do like the music. It makes me want to go to the club, makes me want to bop and vibe, but I'm not bopping and vibing as hard as I want to. Like, when I want a beat drop, I want that shit to drop, and I like to be smacked around by the music I listen to, okay? And this is not smacking me around enough. If anything, it's like one of these, which is, for me, not enough. And I especially want to be smacked around by The Weeknd's music. That's like half the point for me. But let me shut up. We're only 4 songs in, so let me see Take My Breath, number 4. Take my breath. See? Like that. I love that. I'm already into it. I'm so much more into this already just because of that. Let's go. I love the chords that he's using. See, like that is a transition inside the song. This gives me classic Weeknd vibes. Yeah, like this is The Weeknd. I love this. Okay, okay. This is a lot of silence. Is he gonna go back into it? That's so interesting. Okay, I really, really like that song. That's easily my favorite thus far. I love the beat that made me want to go to the disco. I love the lyrics. I like the story that he tells. I really do. I'm like enjoying the album. One thing though that I'm finding a little, not off-putting, but just like it's not my favorite thing in the world, is the transitions. I love that he put so much effort into the transitions and that they are so clear and so solid. I don't like that they last so long. I feel like if you took all the dead space out of that song, you only had like a maximum 2 minutes of actual lyrics happening, which could be what more people want. Like that's not my preferred song structure. I like a lot of wordy ass songs and songwriters, but I still like this. It's just damn, that's a lot of open space in those songs, and it does add to the transition though. So I guess it's a give or take based on your taste. This is a very transition heavy album. Let's go on to song number 5, which is called Sacrifice. Okay. I like this one. Ooh. I like that. Okay, number 5, Sacrifice. It's a good song. I like the beat. I like the way it sounds. It's like very nice. It's not something that I can pay like too close of attention to because it's not grabbing me really, in my opinion. I'm having a little bit of a moral dilemma because I like the album. It's not that I don't like the album. It's that it's not grabbing me. It's not gripping me by the throat. It's not smacking me across the face. It's not like there isn't a song that I've heard yet. We're just 5 songs in, but that's when you're listening to an album all the way through. Don't you want to get people at the beginning? I don't know, but it's not grabbing me as aggressively as I would like to be grabbed. Like it feels like it's like a loose handhold. No shade. I'm sorry. But let's see song number 6, which is A Tale by Quincy, which I think Quincy Jones is on this. I really like the bass.
Looking back now, I didn't know what it was supposed to be. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
That's very interesting.
I will never forget watching my mother, along with me and my brother Lloyd. Didn't need a mother. Growing up without one bled into my relationships with family based on fear. But it was also totally subconscious. Looking back as a bitch.
Okay. This is the first glimpse I've had thus far of the album cover. The idea of aging and looking back and contemplating over your choices and your decisions and the things that made you act the way that you act. That is an interesting concept. And it's an even more interesting concept when you apply it in the context of an album like this and getting fucking Quincy Jones on the track to explain his experience, and The Weeknd used that as an extension of his own experience in some way or another. And this all also ties back to his relationship with women in his music, which is so fucking interesting to me. That's what's grabbing me. That is what's grabbing me. It's not exactly the music itself in the album that is grabbing me thus far. It is this specific, that message definitely just shifted the previous songs for me a little bit, and it shifted my perspective on what's going to come after this. So let's go into number 7, Out of Time. I like this. I like the bounce. It's giving a little Silk Sonic. See, it's catchy. Wow. Yes, I love that. That little magical is really beautiful. Yeah, I love that. He is singing. I really, really like the mix.
Don't you dare touch that dial. Because like the song says, but don't panic. There's still more music to come. So that little light you see in the distance. Free from all trauma, pain, guilt, and shame. Forever. Here's 30 minutes of easy listening.
So we're in the next song now, song number 8. Wow. Before we keep listening to song number 8, which is Here We Go, ... again, featuring Tyler, the Creator. That, Out of Time, number 7, that was a song. I felt that one. I was gripped. I liked the beat. He was singing the fuck out of that song. It was dynamic. I really, really enjoyed that. And the transition into the next song was fucking insane. That is interesting. That's unique. Now fine. Okay, here we are at song number 7 going into song number 8. I am officially gripped not only by the message of the album, but also the actual music itself. It took me a minute. It took me a moment. It took a second of adjustment to the new vibe. He's welcoming in an era. I can see that now. Okay. Number 8. I like this. I love that. Ooh. Interesting. This song is crazy. Oh, Tyler sounds fucking great on this. That song was exactly what the radio announcer said it was going to be, which was about 3.5 minutes of soft listening. That was very lyrically heavy. Although it wasn't catchy, it was really lyrically heavy, which is what I like. And it's just very interesting. The words that he says are so fucking interesting. I feel like only The Weeknd can say what he says. Does that make sense? Now we're on to number 9, which is called Best Friends. Okay, shit. This is a really interesting beat. I like this one. See? This is really hot. All right, damn, we're into number 10. These transitions are insane. These transitions are insane. It is wild to me. And now that I'm starting to enjoy more of the lyrics and the basis of the actual songs, the transitions are a lot more impactful to me because not only am I enjoying the transitions, I'm enjoying the lyrics and I'm being pulled in. I'm being gripped, which is what I wanted. That's what I want out of a Weeknd album, and I'm getting it. And I'm excited now. So let's listen to number 10. It's called Is There Someone Else? I like this, but it's not like wild yet. Ooh. I like the lyrics. Ooh, I love that synth. Okay, I'm stopping it right before the end of the song because I want to catch the transition into the next one. But let me give you my thoughts on Is There Someone Else, which is song number 10. I like some of the lyrics. I like the general sound of the song, but this is another one for me where it's not standing out. It's not like jumping off the page. It's not gripping me at the throat. It's not. It's good. It's fine. I like it. I enjoy the sound. I like the way that they use the synths. I like the bounce. I like the echoes. I like the embellishments that he uses in the music. It's just not, that one didn't hit me. It's still good, just not what that's all I really have to say. There's really just not much really not that much to say about that one. It was fine. Number 11 is called Starry Eyes, and that's the one that we're going into the transition from, or to. So, okay. See the tension? I need some tension to be built. Wow. Shit. Whoa, that's right. Shattered soul. Shit. I love that. Wow. Okay, I'm pausing it right before the end because I know it's going to transition into the next song. I really, really liked Starry Eyes, song number 11. I not only really like the lyrics because they're just very interesting to me. I'm thinking about that and I can't tell if The Weeknd it's interesting to me to see this type of relationship dynamic from the perspective of a man. And that's a common theme in his music, like I said earlier, but he's really fucking going in on this. And I can't tell if it's a healthy or a toxic, or if it's a mix of both. It seems like a toxic and a healthy and a thing. I'm confused in the best way. It's making me think about, what? Is this okay? Is this healthy? Is this, because like the whole concept of fixing someone through love or through sex or through whatever it may be, some type of physical or emotional affection from another person. That is a fucking sticky situation. Literally and physically sticky. And that was a very interesting take, I think, on that. It played both sides of the coin, which I really like. Number 11, Starry Eyes. Got it. Okay, so now we're going to do the transition from Starry Eyes into song number 12, Every Angel is Terrifying. That's harsh, let's see. But that's true. Biblically, they're scary as shit. Like the crazy eye thing. Look that up. Okay, shit. I love that. Is that The Weeknd? I've never heard him talk. Okay, Stranger Things.
Euphoric. Provocative.
True. This is scary. 1-800-444-4444, right? Let's call. Okay, I'm pausing it right before the end. I just typed in the number that they told me to type in. I'm going to call it and see if anything happens. I'm kind of scared because that was kind of fucking scary. Really cool. A little scary. Let's call the number.
For directory assistance, press 9.
What the heck?
You have dialed a number that is not available from your calling area.
What the heck? No. I don't like that. I don't like that energy. I don't like that transfer of energy. I personally do not claim the energy that is put forth by that phone number. And in fact, I'm going to delete that from my call logs because that for some reason made me so fucking uncomfortable. I hate that. The song is scary. I don't like that one. That one scared me, made me a little uncomfortable. I thought I was going to call and it was going to be like Dawn FM, like something funny, but no. That wasn't funny. That was scary. Anyway, number 13, Don't Break My Heart. Don't scare me with a telephone call. I like this song a lot. I love that. So for Don't Break My Heart, I like it. Again, it's just not... It's good. It sounds good. I like the music. I'm enjoying the experience of listening to the music. I don't think that so far there are many songs on this album that are going to be put into my regular rotation. I feel like this is a very, very, very specific energy put into this album. And that is not a bad thing. That's the point, I think, of what he was trying to do. He's playing a lot on the themes of death and dying and withering away and looking back on your life and looking forward on your life and all of these really, really heavy-ass topics regarding sex and love and life and death and all of these things wrapped up into one album. And it's a lot to take in while also not hitting me personally the way I wanted it to hit on some songs and then others. It's a very mixed lot on this album. It's interesting. I haven't reacted to an album like this on this channel. It's not as clear cut as my other reactions, it seems. It's interesting. I like the album. I just don't think it's going to be in my like all the time play like some of the other albums I listen to are. Okay, not to jump scare anybody, but Clay is coming in for the last 3 songs. Because he wants to hang out with me. So, hello. We are on song number 14, I Heard You're Married, featuring Lil Wayne. I like the embellishments. Ooh. Ooh, I love that. I love that theme. He is a little cheater, isn't he? Fuck.
just feels so like deep sea.
Yeah.
You know, like tentacles flapping, sucking on stuff.
I love this song. Ooh, I love that. This made me laugh. I love this song. Ooh.
Where's Weeknd?
I'm curious how Lil Wayne's gonna sound on this. I mean, I didn't like that. It was fine.
I think he's fun.
Okay, Lil Wayne's coming in with the background vocals. I like that.
There you go.
I love that. This is catchy as fuck. And I also love that. You're too deceiving, girl. Period. I love that.
Got a good lesson.
Yeah, okay, so I think that might be my favorite that I've heard on the album thus far. The Lil Wayne feature. Let's get into that for just a second. For me personally, the vibes were not matching. It's not that I have like a personal vendetta against Lil Wayne. It's nothing like that. It's that his feature on this didn't feel connected to the parts that came before it as much as his background vocals did. Like towards the end, like it sounded great, and I liked hearing Lil Wayne's voice underneath the Weeknds. But his own little his feature there, it just was kind of off. It didn't vibe for me personally. That's my personal opinion. Clay, what do you think?
So I was taken on one of those deep sea cages. That's what it felt like, right? And you had all these like slippery instruments in the background. I pictured them being like animals.
Okay.
Right? And I think there was enough texture here and there that it was just like this beautiful adventure where I'm going down in the deep sea and every, 10,000 feet, I'm seeing new fish.
Okay.
And I think in that sense, Lil Wayne did do a great job of coming in as this special notable creature and being part of the show and giving texture to an already beautiful and luscious soundtrack which the Weeknd put together. I think it was a good song, right?
I agree. You know what? I think that with that spin on that, I think that that's a much more palatable way. And that gives me that honestly does give me a different perspective on the feature. Do I still think it could have been blended a little bit better? Yes. But is it interesting, and is that a very, very catchy song? I love the premise. That's funny and true and all the stuff. And that's why The Weeknd is such an interesting character to me. Because he's equally toxic and healthy. Because he's a little cheater too. He's participating in the cheating, but he's also condemning her for doing it. And he's like, Mary girl. He's like, you're too deceiving. So we can't do this. But you just know that I really want to. But because of this, I can't. And that's finding a delicate balance between toxicity and healthy relationship in music. That's an interesting dynamic.
It's almost like he's talking in free-form thought in his head without all the barriers that we would like talk to each other in, He's kind of writing as a singer-songwriter like a diary like that, but he's not holding himself to any morality when it comes to his ideas about these relationships. It's complicated stuff.
Right.
It's great.
I like that one. I really do like that one. All right. Okay. All right. So now we're going into song number 15, second to last song on the album. It's called Less Than Zero. And that's deep. I love those synths. That's all through the whole album. I really, really love the way that sounds. That's a really interesting chord transition as well.
This feels like a fair. And that's beautiful. It's hard to tap into that.
Okay, fucking acoustic guitar, come through. Okay. I really, really like that song. It's interesting to me how he spins such dark subject matter to really, really happy chord progressions that still have that hint of like a haunted sound, which is on theme for the branding of the album and the branding of like throughout the themes of all these songs. It's just really fucking interesting. Like, that sounds like Clay said, like a fair or like a dream or a heavy, it's very dream pop feeling. And that's really interesting to me. And I like the concept, and I really like the lyrics of that one too.
And that is a fantastic vibe to throw behind so many things. That would be a great film song, montage song. That has its merit put to other stuff.
This whole album could be the soundtrack for Stranger Things Season 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are now at the very last song of the album, number 16, Phantom Regret by Jim, which is an interesting title. I'm curious to see if this is really the song of the songs that plays the most into the album cover, just based off of the name. Although, at this point, I do have a more established idea of what the album cover purpose is because of the themes of the other songs. Number 16, Phantom Regret by Jim, by The Weeknd, Dawn FM. I love that then. Yeah, you can predict that, but it's nice. I like that.
To Dawn FM.
These radio things are crazy.
Were you high or just stoned? And how many grudges did you take?
Scary, sexy Dr. Seuss vibes.
There's nothing but space. Heaven's for those who live.
Damn. Jeez Louise. This album is really, really unique for me. It's not something that... I've recategorized this in my head. And it still is not going to be in my regular rotation, but now it's for a different reason. It's because I think this is an album that I'm going to want to come back to contemplate things and to think about things and to question myself and question my actions and question all these different things in the context of life and death and sex and love and relationships. And it's just a really fucking interesting thing. I love the full image. If you break this album into pieces and parts, I personally... when you're looking at it in the different million different things you can pick apart about music, is it the most incredible, crazy, wild, this, that, and the other? No, it's not. Is it provocative? Yes. Is it extremely well curated? Yes. Is it well developed? Is there a full thought out theme that is present throughout the entire album? Absolutely. And now I'm much more privy to the album cover because it makes a lot more sense. If you're going through all of this shit and you're singing and you're writing songs about this type of subject matter, and that's pretty much what the basis of your music and your musicianship has been throughout your career, yeah, you probably mentally fucking feel like that in your head. And for him to put that so blatantly and clearly on the cover of the album, at least through my own interpretation, is really interesting. How many times have I said really interesting? I don't even want to know. But that's what it is. All in all, my first impressions, this is a very, very cool conceptualized album that had a through and through clear vision that was very well executed, in my opinion. Not every single song is a bop, but I don't think in this case it's required. This is an artistic album, which is wild that I'm saying that because I thought at the beginning that it wasn't going to be. I had the wrong expectations for this album, and it still has that sexy, striking energy that the Weeknd's music has always had. But this time it also comes with a lot of existential thought processes that are heavier, I feel, than a lot of his previous work. I really like it. I'm really excited to see how this album does. I would love to know what your thoughts on the album are, how your initial thoughts were, because this was a journey for me. Emotionally, a journey. Mentally, a journey. Existentially, a journey. And I want to know your experience with that, and what your experiences are with the Weeknd's music in general. Like, what was your onset with the Weeknd, and how does that compare to this? Because for me, it has a through line of energy, but this is so much more mature than his previous works. He is looking at himself in a critical way, but he's also looking at other people in a critical way. He's looking at the world, the social constructs, everything in a critical, but also just an acceptance way. It's a very weird playing the line between good and bad and toxic and healthy. And it's a mix of all these things. And it was really fucking well executed. I really like it. I like this album. It's a very transition heavy album. It's something that you need to pay attention to. This isn't like leisure listening. You know what I mean? Like I can put on a lot of music that just has in the background. This is something that I really want to pay close attention to. And I'm excited to listen to the album more and to really get to know the lyrics and to really get to know the beats and the rhythms and all of the different aspects of the musicianship that he put into this and the producers and everyone else who worked on the album put into this. That's really cool. This is an era for sure, which I didn't think it was going to be. But I think this is even more so an era than his other music. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Definitely let me know your thoughts, your opinions. I'm here for it. I want to know. And with that, I think that's all we got, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed reacting to this album with me or just vibing with me on the channel, make sure that you are subscribed and that you like the video and that you turn on post notifications so you are the first at the function for next week's video. I talk about music culture, music history, music education, all different things, anything and everything music that I can possibly conjure up in my little epilepsy mind. So you might not want to miss on that. You can also follow me on all of my other social medias for smaller tidbits of music culture and music journalism and my own little snippets of music on my Instagram, TikTok, and the Y'all Should Listen pages, my music blog, which I'm posting on playlists and different pieces of culture that's happening in the music industry. All of that stuff will be linked in the description below and you can check it out if you feel like you want to do that. And I think that's all the piece that I have to say. So thank you again for watching. I will see y'all in just a couple days with another video.